Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon and today I'm going to share with you how to make blueberry muffins from scratch with a crumb topping. These are so good, great for breakfast, brunch, or what have you. First, we're going to start off with our crumb topping. Now, the crumble topping that we're going to put on top is pretty simple. All you need is a half a cup of flour, a fourth a cup of packed light brown sugar, and then to that we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon, and we're going to put in just a fourth of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, now if you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returner, welcome back, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel and become one of my wonderful subscribers. Now next, once we do that, you want to mix everything around just like we did, and we're going to put in some butter. Now you can use salted or unsalted butter. I prefer to use salted butter because we are not putting any salt in our crumb topping that we're making, so I like to use salted butter. Okay, now our butter was soft. It was not totally room temperature. It still had some give to it, but you want to add that, and that was 4 tablespoons. Now when you add it, you want to mush it around really good with the flour and also with that brown sugar, and it should hold together like that when you squeeze it. Okay, and that is how you do our crumb topping. Now next, we're going to prepare our batter for our blueberry muffins. While we're doing this, the crumb topping, I took it and put it in the refrigerator. Okay, I want to keep it nice and firm. So we have in our measuring cup 3/4 of milk, and you can either use, I'm using 3 1/4 cup of milk. You can either use 2% milk or either whole milk. Today I'm using 2% milk. Now to that I added 1 large egg and I mixed it up really well. I love this recipe also because it only requires 1 egg, and so that is really wonderful. So you're going to get, this recipe will give you 12 muffins. All right, so once you have blended in your egg, I added in 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil and I mix that as well. Okay, so you add the egg into the milk, mix it really good, and then add that vegetable oil and mix that really good. Now next, what we're going to do is we're going to add our all-purpose flour, and I'm using unbleached all-purpose flour, and we're going to be using 2 cups. Now it's important that you do want to sift just to kind of break up any clumps of flour. Okay, so after we have sifted our 2 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour, next what we're going to do is we're going to add some baking powder, and we're going to be using 2 teaspoons of our baking powder. Now while I'm doing this, I have our oven. It is preheating on 400 degrees. And I want to share with you why you want to bake your muffins at that 400-degree temperature. Okay, now we're going to put in some salt, and we're using 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now also, we're going to have a little bit of sweetness, of course, to our muffins, and this is 1/2 cup of regular granulated sugar. Now once you have your dry ingredients all together, give it a mix because you want to make sure that you are mixing all the dry ingredients. You want to distribute that baking powder, salt, and also that sugar with the flour. Now how we had the egg and we had our milk and we also had our vegetable oil, sometimes it'll separate a little bit, so just go on and remix really quick and just add that to our dry ingredients. Now when it's time to mix, you want to go from the bottom up to the top and be real gentle. Now our batter for our muffins is going to be thick, and it is also going to be a little bit clumpy as well. Okay, don't worry about the clumps that's going to be in there. It will bake out, but you do want to make sure that you have your dough is nice and moistened. The batter is nice and moistened. Now when we're at this step and I still have a little bit of flour showing, we're going to add in that 1 cup of fresh blueberries, and now be really gentle. You want to make sure you don't want to burst any of your blueberries, so be really gentle. If 1 or 2 bursts, that's fine, but you want to kind of be gentle at this stage. Go from top to bottom, mix everything around, and you see, like I said, your batter will be thick, but don't worry, our muffins are going to bake up very nicely and they're going to be deliciously moist. Okay, and so what we're going to do now is we're going to use our scooper, and I just use a regular ice cream scooper, and this is going to be enough for our 12 muffins. Now we're going to bake our muffins at 400 degrees. Now muffins can bake at 350, 375, or 400. I bake my muffins at 400. The reason why is because in that hotter temperature oven, you're going to have a nice dome shape. You're going to get that nice essence of that dome that we usually see with muffins. And so they're going to bake up nice and tall. They're going to look so yummy. And so baking it in that 400 degrees. Now our muffins are also going to bake anywhere from about 16 to 18 minutes. Okay, around 18 minutes, your muffins should definitely be done. But we do use a tester to test our muffins. And so I put all my batter in, and I have a little batter. I just make sure I use all the batter, and I just make sure that it's nice and even. Now when I'm using my scooper, my ice cream scooper is about 3/4 full of batter. Okay, and then I go through and make sure that all my muffins are about as even as possible. Now we have our crumb topping. I've gotten that out of the refrigerator. Now our crumb topping, we can be very generous with it, and you're going to end up putting a couple of tablespoons of that crumb topping on each of our muffin tops, just like that, and put it all over just like that. And I just even it out, and it's plenty of crumb topping, so we can be very generous with all of our muffins. And so this is what our muffins look like. We're going to go on and put them in the oven and give them a chance to go on and bake up. So our muffins have baked in our oven for 18 minutes. They have come out. They look so good. It smells so yummy in here. You can smell that butter and those blueberries. And just look at that. The crumb topping is really nice. So you let it cool for a little while, just like this in your muffin tin. And then I use my offset spatula, or you can use a butter knife, either one. Go around the edge like I'm doing there, and you just kind of want to lift, because sometimes the crumb topping will be around the top of that muffin, and so you just want to kind of like lift and just kind of release it from the muffin, from the tin. And so once I've done that, what we're going to do next is, our muffins are nice and cool. We can go on and remove them from our tins, okay? Also, in the description box below where it says show more, I'm going to have a list of all the ingredients you need to make these yummy muffins, whether you are making them for breakfast or for brunch, or it's just going to be a quick snack for you in the afternoon. So I have our muffins. They look so good. I love using these blue muffin cups. They are just so cute. So anytime I bake muffins, those blueberry muffins, I like using these blue muffin cups. I think they're just so cute. And our muffins have baked up beautifully in that 400-degree oven. They are just a beautiful light golden brown. The texture and the touch and feel is just so nice. But I'm going to let you guys have that first bite. Go on. This bite's for you. Okay, let me see how we did. Wow. Those blueberries are just so good. They have the right amount of like sweetness and tart. They go perfect with this muffin. The texture is nice and soft and moist. These will go great with a cup of coffee, a cup of hot tea, in addition to your nice breakfast or brunch. Well, I hope you give this recipe a try. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go on and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, don't forget to show it some love and give it a thumbs up. Well, that is it for me today, y'all. And remember, it is always good when Devon is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.